How did Venezuela go from rich to poor? Venezuela's economic collapse, a dramatic reversal from being one of the wealthiest nations in South America, was caused by decades of political and economic mismanagement and over-reliance on oil. The trajectory from riches to rags accelerated under populist presidents Hugo Chavez and his successor Nicolas Maduro. Venezuela's decline can be understood in four key phases. The oil curse, pre-Chavez. Venezuela enjoyed high oil revenues from the 1920s to the 1980s, but this led to Dutch disease, where the thriving oil sector harmed other industries. During this time, oil production was stable, yet high oil revenues funded an ever-expanding state payroll and social programs. When oil prices plummeted in the 1980s, the economy stagnated and debt grew, revealing the country's vulnerability. The Chavez era, 1999-2013. Chavez used a historic oil price boom in the 2000s to fund extensive social spending. However, his policies also included aggressive nationalizations of private companies, strict currency and price controls, and the hollowing out of democratic institutions. This suppressed domestic production and created deep market distortions. The Maduro collapse, 2014-2018. When global oil prices crashed in 2014, the economy entered a freefall. Facing a massive fiscal deficit, the Maduro government resorted to excessive money printing, triggering hyperinflation. With no independent institutions left to act as a check on power, the collapse worsened. Sanctions and humanitarian crisis, 2019-present. International sanctions, especially U.S. restrictions on the vital oil sector, further crippled the economy. Hyperinflation and shortages of food and medicine plunged millions into poverty, triggering one of the largest mass migrations in Latin American history. Key factors: over-reliance and mismanagement of the oil industry. Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves in the world, and historically, oil has accounted for 90% or more of its export revenue. Nationalization. While Venezuela first nationalized its oil industry in 1976, President Chavez reshaped the state-owned oil company, PDVSA, to serve his political goals. He fired thousands of experienced technicians during a strike in 2002-2003, replacing them with political loyalists. This led to mismanagement, underinvestment, and a steep decline in production. Ignoring risk. During periods of high oil prices like the boom in the 2000s, government overspending increased dependence on oil rather than diversifying the economy. When prices collapsed, the state lacked the resources to fund its commitments. Destructive economic policies. The Chavez and Maduro governments implemented a series of policies that dismantled the private sector and fueled economic crisis. Price and currency controls. Strict price controls on basic goods made production unprofitable for businesses, leading to severe shortages. Currency controls, meant to prevent capital flight, instead created a black market for foreign currency and enabled massive corruption. Unsustainable spending and money printing. Chavez's massive social programs were funded by oil revenues and heavy borrowing. When oil prices fell, Maduro simply printed more money to cover the government's budget deficit, causing the currency to become virtually worthless. Nationalizations and expropriations. The government seized productive farms, factories, and telecommunications companies. In many cases, these became state-run and fell into corruption and disrepair, leading to decreased output. The threat of expropriation also drove away foreign investment, corruption and erosion of democratic institutions. The economic downfall was exacerbated by widespread corruption and the dismantling of checks and balances on government power. Political takeover of institutions. The Chavez and Maduro regimes systematically took control of state institutions, including the judiciary and the National Electoral Council, to silence dissent and remove opposition. This allowed the government to pursue reckless economic policies without opposition. Rampant corruption. Venezuela has consistently ranked as one of the world's most corrupt countries. Billions of dollars were reportedly stolen from state coffers, including PDVSA. Corrupt officials profited from the black market exchange rate, while food and medicine intended for the public were diverted for profit. In response to the government's human rights abuses and undermining of democracy, the U.S. and other nations imposed targeted and later, broader sanctions. While not the root cause of the crisis, these sanctions worsened the situation by isolating Venezuela from global oil markets and further limiting its revenue.